How do men show signs the relationship is over? How and when do you know that she's the one or not? Why do men stay in a very long relationship but don't put a ring on the finger? Cheers, honey.
Cheers.
To a great conversation.
To a great convo.
Hi guys, and welcome to a video that I find super important and special. So today I'm gonna ask Gus, my man, we've been together for 13 and a half years, everything that a lot of girls are afraid to ask their boyfriends or their husbands. So Gus, welcome again. For those of you who have been watching this channel for a long time, you know Gus, but if you haven't been watching this channel for a long time,
I'm Gus.
He's Gus. And the reason why you're on the show is because I feel like we have such a...
show.
On the show. I'm already like in the talk show. The reason you're on this super successful worldwide show is because we talk about everything. The reason our relationship is as successful as it is because we're willing to grow and we have built this emotional maturity. Hopefully, and that's the point of this video, I can inspire many of you to have those conversations with your men because they are important and you need to push your men a little bit for these conversations. For us, it now happens naturally, but there was a time where it wasn't maybe as natural. So, Gus, are you ready to jump in?
I'm ready.
Are you really?
I'm ready.
Are you ready to jump in on the super successful show?
I'm ready.
Hi guys.
By the way, it's not 13 and a half. It's 14 in 2 months.
Oh my gosh, that's true. Oh yes, I keep saying 13 and a half. So we're gonna be together for 14 years in 2 months.
Yeah.
That is crazy at our age. Let's start with, I think, a big one. What's the biggest sign that a man wants out and doesn't love you anymore?
Indeed, with a big one.
Right?
First of all, I would say the man stops trying and they stop putting effort into their relationship.
Right.
They might become more lazy. But again, ladies, remember, everyone can go through a rough patch.
I wanted to say this exactly.
A half a year even, maybe it depends on your length in relationship. It doesn't mean that they stop loving you. Maybe they just need time to themselves. Maybe they just need time to recover their energy.
Right. We're obviously not counting situations where you can simply go up to a man and ask, because obviously the answer to this question would be, do you want to be in this relationship? But we're talking about situations where, for whatever reason, you feel like the man might be lying or not saying the truth or doesn't want to communicate, then these are the signs to look out for. If he stops trying, basically, if he's not putting in effort. How does not trying look like in your eyes?
First of all, I wanted to add, don't assume only because you hear this that he might be looking for a way out.
Right.
Of course, the first thing you always have to do is go and talk to him. Try to get information out of him. A man always tries to be the best version of themselves for their loving lady. And if you see that you're requesting something, informing them that something is important to you and they're not changing it, they're acting like they don't care, I think that could be one of the examples of stops trying.
Absolutely, I agree. How can you ask to be seen more? Is it even worth asking? I think it's a common thing for women because we love our attention, and of course men love attention as well, but I feel like how many years you're together, it doesn't matter. You still want to be wooed and you want that affection and you maybe want to receive flowers more or you want to be noticed for what you do. So what is the best way to ask your man? Listen,
first of all,
I want to be seen.
Yeah, okay, first of all, it's always worth asking for it. Always you have to express your feelings on and how to do it. Be as direct as possible. Explain to him, listen, if I don't receive this, I'm feeling this way.
Right.
I need this in order to be happy, but don't do it in a judgmental way. Don't do it like you're nagging him. Try to explain your feelings the best you can and how lack of action or certain action might make you feel. What could the man do to avoid this situation?
Absolutely, I agree. I think I have nothing to add here. I think that was a good answer.
Perfect,
so. It's perfect. Yeah, Gus is good with his confidence. We did the personality type tests recently, and one of the top things that showed for his personality was that he has a very high confidence, but not in a cocky way. That's what I love about you. You're just always I'm perfection. Okay, that sounds cocky, but no, it's in a good way.
I'm just walking around everywhere.
You're just I'm perfect.
I'm perfection.
Okay, what do men honestly think about girls who have never been with anyone. Do they feel annoyed that it might take time for things to happen, or scared that something might not be okay or somehow special? Obviously, I don't know the age of this person, but from this question, I'm guessing it is a younger woman.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. That's true. Not necessarily, but I think it's more common to ask these questions from it. But maybe I'm wrong.
I think that's the other way around. I think if the older you get, then you start having these questions like,
Maybe-
oh, would men
maybe true.
find it weird?
Actually,
but
you're right.
the answer is no, they would not. I think only certain type of people that are sex-oriented might get annoyed, but a good, decent man wouldn't care
I agree.
at all about that. Life happens, life can go
Absolutely.
on in many different ways, and for one reason or another, you just have not been able to find a
Your
decent
right
guy
person,
for you, yeah,
right.
and that's it. Nobody would care about that.
I also want to add that if they ever feel annoyed that it might take time, that's definitely not the right person, because
Yeah.
here's how I'm looking at it. While intimacy, especially sexual intimacy, is a big part of your relationship, it's something you learn actually with age, that there are so many other things that come above that. Now, I don't want to speak for every person, because I know that sex as a topic is more important to some people, less important to other people, but it's regardless if that is something as a woman you want to wait and you haven't been with anyone, that already tells me that these are your values, and the right man will respect your values regardless, because it has nothing to do with him. That is something that how you feel about life and world. And if that man has a problem, then it's fine that he has a problem, but then he's just not your person. He can find someone else.
He's not the man for you, and that's
He's not
it,
the
yeah.
man for you, and that's fine. That's how I view it, at
Yeah,
least.
I think quite similar.
Speaking of sexual intimacy and all of that, why doesn't my partner like to make out? I mean, again, so many different reasons.
That could be, there are so many reasons for it. That could be also childhood trauma, I'd say. Also, that might be a thing that somebody just does not enjoy.
Yeah.
It might happen as well, but again, you would have to talk with him, understand
Right.
where he's coming from, why doesn't he enjoy it. I would say direct communication is the only answer here. Yeah.
Sadly. I'm guessing that if you're asking this question, you like to make out. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a problem. So I would probably bring it up and say, this is something that I really enjoy, but I've noticed that maybe this is not something you're into. Am I observing correctly? Is this something we could work on? How do you feel this? And if he's backing, kind of like, no, I don't want to talk about this, don't get mad. Don't get like defensive. It'd be like, I understand, but this is something we truly need to talk about. We don't need to talk about it now,
Yeah.
but can we schedule it? Because this also gives him the time to think
to
about
reflect
it.
on it, yeah, to think about it. Because I think men process emotions and such things a lot slower than women. And
I agree.
We need a bit more time,
Men
to
need
reflect,
time.
to think about it, to like digest it. You know?
Digest it, absolutely.
I would prefer if always you would be patient, like in this case. For
Right. You would prefer if
that,
I would
no,
be
no,
probably
no,
patient.
no. Like overall, like
I was like,
I'm
oh, so this is a therapy session, guys. Actually, I showed up on this to tell you.
okay, now here's
what-
my list.
Here's
Okay.
my list.
No,
You
no,
mean like
like-
she would, that women would be more patient?
Yeah, it's like I was speaking from the guy's perspective.
Gotcha. But because this is an interesting turn, can you think of a situation in our relationship where I went to you to ask something and you weren't ready to talk about it? If it's too personal, we don't have to.
It happens. It doesn't have to be a personal topic. It
But
could
can
be
you
any
think of
topic.
something like that?
I think I've known it happen multiple times where I have my hand like, leave me alone, not now.
Actually, this is so important. I need to mention this because while we talk about everything, I think it's important for people to hear that you're also a person that might not want to talk about something, and that's normal.
Always.
So Gus has this thing, and it's funny, but he's like, if he feels like I want to talk about something too vulnerable, he's like, just go. I threw my ring. Okay. Anyways, he's like, no, go. I can't. He feels very cornered.
Yeah.
And I'm learning to be with you, Gus. First of all, please don't jump in a corner.
Yeah.
You're safe. can we just talk about it later?
Yeah.
How can you comment on this? How do you feel about this
That's
response?
what I'm saying. Like, I might feel cornered. Like, you want to talk about something on a specific time frame. Like, no, I want to discuss it now. If we don't discuss this now, we don't have time later. I'm gonna feel upset, and
This is
you
my
don't give me
approach.
time. Like,
Right.
I need at that point, I need time to
Process.
reflect on it. Yeah,
Right.
to process the information. I need to think about it, and I need to understand what I'm feeling myself.
Oh, I love that.
Before
I love that.
go and reply, because in emotions you might say something you don't mean. You might say
100%.
something that you regret later. That's why I
100%.
prefer taking some time to think about it and then coming back to the topic.
And this is maybe a suggestion for us all ladies. I know that it's a common thing for us. We're like, I want to resolve it now. I want to talk about it now. I need it here and now. And I think a lot of men, they need to a little bit step aside and think about things. And I'm learning this approach from you as well. It's hard because I'm like, but I need it now. And you're like, we're going to talk about it. I just need a second. What are...
I have the song in my head.
I know
Ain't
you know.
nothing gonna break my
my
stride.
stride. Nobody's gonna slow me down. Oh no. Okay. What are realistic needs and expectations of woman to be fulfilled in a relationship from man? So what, basically, I'm gonna summarize it.
What the woman needs from a man?
No, you're not listening.
Okay, I'm trying to understand.
Okay, let's try again. What is too much and what is neediness? So what is realistic?
Okay, let's focus on that part. Yeah.
What is realistic for a woman to expect from a man? Basically, when is it okay, let's just try again. I can't read it. This is a complicated question. Okay. What are realistic needs and expectations of a woman to be fulfilled in a relationship from a man? So what is realistic and what is asking too much from a man?
I got it. Yeah. I would say go up to your man, explain the situation, explain, okay, I really need this in relationship to be fulfilled. Maybe we can work on it. Maybe we can do something. Explain to your man what he has to do to fulfill this specific need. And also what I would say is give it baby steps. Don't push everything you need at once.
Right.
It might be overwhelming, might be a bit too much. So baby steps, try to resolve one issue at a time.
I have a question that is not written here, but I just thought about it, and this is something that has been on my mind. I've received plenty of comments during my time as an adult whenever I mention you, and that comment is, oh, you're just lucky because your man is emotionally intelligent. And I've been thinking, do you think that emotional intelligence is something you're born with or you can train? And before you answer that, I definitely wasn't at the emotional intelligence I'm at now 6 years ago. I think I've always had a little bit, I think we both had the kind of, we want to understand emotions, we want to understand humans, but I've trained myself to be at this level. So do you think that if a woman is with a man who's not as emotionally intelligent, is it possible for him to train his emotional intelligence?
I think there's two parts of it. I think there's IQ and EQ. I think there's a specific limit you can reach and you can go above it, but there are things you can do to improve your emotional intelligence.
Give me an example.
I would say practicing it, just practicing talking.
But what are maybe some actionable steps for training your emotional intelligence? Do you think it's about learning human emotions, maybe?
It could be human emotions, yeah, but I would say talking to your significant other, trying to understand her the best you can.
Because then you're training the muscle, because you're learning about each other's emotions.
Yeah.
I feel like we're so kind of emotionally intelligent about each other's emotions is because we spend a lot of time understanding each other's emotions. And I've even remember so many times in our relationship where I was like, oh, so he sees it completely differently.
Yeah.
I remember specifically so many times, I'm like, so he doesn't think the way I think? He doesn't feel the way I feel? Oh, and I think that expanded my understanding of emotions in general.
Yeah,
right?
100% same for me.
So the answer would be yes, you can train it, but to an extent.
Certain limit, yeah.
And where that level is, we can't tell you because it
person.
depends on the person. But I will tell you, with everything in life, let's say even IQ, which is the logic and the science part of us, and math, and boring. Who wants to talk about math? we need to talk about emotions, but I've thought about this a lot. I feel like while I might never reach Einstein level, probably, right? I mean, I'm disciplined, but I'm kidding. If I would be sitting here every day reading books about physics, 100% I would be smarter in physics, logically. And I think it's the same with emotional intelligence. We can't tell you where you stand on emotional intelligence, but if you learn about it and you do these trainings where you understand human emotions, you learn about human emotions, you can definitely increase your emotional intelligence.
100%.
So that's just a little, I think, answer I wanted to ask this question for all those girls who are like, okay, I can't help my man. You know, he's the way he is. There's nothing I can do. Why, when you tell me that you're going to get a project done around the house without me even asking you to do it, you don't do it? Why bring it up if you aren't gonna do it? So what is it about men and house tasks? Men will do everything. They will work 3 jobs. They will get shit done. But when it comes to like a minor thing in the house, they will wait 2 years before doing it. What is it about that?
Overall, I would say it also depends on men, but in most of the cases, their home is the place to relax. They come home to relax, after a hard day's work, there's the place they can just be themselves and think about nothing. Also, it could be an automatic response.
That's
to
what
nagging.
I was thinking. That's actually, I think it's like you don't want to get nagged, so you already nagged. I don't know if that's a word, but you already go to your partner and say, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, so you wouldn't get attacked.
But I think, again, going back to the question, I think the hard part is when a man comes to you and says he's already gonna do something, but he's not doing it. It's almost like, why are you saying this?
My guess is that's this defensive response immediately, like,
right.
oh, I'm gonna be one step ahead of the game, so if he doesn't come attack me, I'm gonna tell him I'm gonna do it, even though he really doesn't want to do it, or there's some block in his.
But do you agree that I think this could be also a sign of some kind of unhealthy dynamic in a relationship? I think, let me explain. Not necessarily.
I think that could be, he could have like also some childhood trauma or traumatic experience. Of course, I don't mean like
horrible experience. No, but I'll tell you why.
Like he was doing something as a kid. He was trying to fix something. His mom or dad came in. What are you doing? It's all messed up, and it just sits in the back of the head. And now he's afraid to do it at home.
This is why. I'm just gonna put it in the focus again. This is why I always say why we need to raise our kids properly, because that's how they're gonna go into their family. The reason I say it feels like it could be a healthy dynamic, because we see this so much where women become men's moms, and this is where the problem starts. This is where a lot of masculinity can disappear if you start baby him. And I'm not talking about the cute moments in your relationship where you're like, come, and you give a hug. Obviously, guys, that's cute and we should all baby each other from time to time. I'm talking about our day-to-day life where you start saying to your man, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. I feel like there is a limit to how much you say, okay, you just need to go and grab this, and versus you just have a list to your man how he...
Then he doesn't want to come home. He wants to stay away because he knows if he comes home, he has a second job to do. He doesn't have time to relax.
But I think it also is on the man's shoulders to step up and be a man.
I think there's a middle ground.
There's a middle ground.
You have to find. But again, communication.
Communication.
You have to talk it through.
Absolutely.
Understand where he's coming from. And also, when I said he could have trauma, remember, not always the man himself knows he has trauma with this. He might need time to reflect.
That's the thing. That's 100% true. And I think if it seems like it is so big that you can't deal with it, there's also a professional that could help. And I know it's hard to get men through therapy, but it's again about communicating and saying, listen, either we talk it out and we try to deal with it, or we need to look for a source outside that could help us. Otherwise, our relationship is doomed. Okay, how and when do you know that she's the one or not? Like, when do you know that you're gonna marry her? So, when did you know that I'm the one?
From a moment I laid eyes upon your beauty.
No, be true. Be honest. How and when do you know that she's the one?
It doesn't happen like that. I think it's small things that build up on each other. Like,
Is
okay,
it time as well? Time that shows you
it
that.
could be time growing up together, having the same values. Oh, I did some bullshit. I did some bad things, something I regret, and she's like, and she doesn't leave me for it. She stays by my side, and we're working through it. I think,
like your support system.
yeah, I think for me personally, the main thing was your honesty when
Really?
we were going through some hard stuff, anything difficult, and you were always very honest. You were not hiding anything from me, and at that point I knew I could trust you completely.
Oh.
And I think that did it for me. Yeah.
Aw, so the fact that I was completely like an open book to you.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
You didn't
that.
hide anything from me.
No.
That
'Cause
means
for
like in
me-
future, if something happens, I know you're gonna tell the truth, and I don't have to
100%.
go snooping. I don't have to be like
I
looking
agree.
for stuff, and
I
you're
agree.
just completely honest.
I agree, and I also
Saying the hard stuff, saying the very hard stuff.
right.
I think that's what.
I think actually that's really beautiful, and I think that it came from a place of our relationship is built on a complete, I don't even want to say just honesty, it's almost like there's so much respect and loyalty that if I ever lie, that means that there isn't respect. And because respect to me and relationship is so important, the only way to even talk about difficult stuff is to just be honest.
Yeah.
When the other is going through some stressful times you can't help with, what's the best way to help? You know, someone's going through something.
I think you can always help. You cannot.
But how? Maybe
Yeah,
maybe
that's-
they're going through something and you know that you can't change anything, but how can you support that
Exactly,
person?
you just be there for the person.
Just
You-
be there.
You can ask him, what do you need? What can I
Yes.
do to support you? If he
100%.
says nothing, make him a dinner.
I need to change the
Be
battery,
there-
but finish.
Be there for him and help him just by being next to him and supporting him, not getting angry, letting him come home and be free, be relaxed, be not like leave the stress outside the door.
100%.
I think
Support
that's
him.
the that's
and
the
ask
best
him,
way.
what do you need?
Yeah, and don't put anything else on his plate. Let him finish what
through
he
it.
has on his plate,
100%.
then he can take additional things. But before that, just leave him alone and let him be.
Perfect. Let's change the battery. Would you love me if I was warm? Would you love me if I was a baby? Okay, battery is changed and we're back to business, guys. How do men show signs the relationship is over? The subtle signs, not the obvious ones. So let's say you're in a situation where you're feeling like it's, I don't know, something is off. What are the subtle signs that it's like it's done?
This sounds, to be honest, if I'm being honest, this is something women would do. I don't
Oh,
think men
okay.
do subtle signs.
They're very clear.
They're very clear, very straightforward. We don't play games. We don't
But
like
honey, but there are players. There are players in the world.
players try to get girls and disappear. That's what players do.
Okay, true.
Yeah, I don't think we play games. Maybe you will see him lose interest and stuff like that. That's it. There's no games. There's no subtle signs. I think it's just
But if she feels like, no, there are games. He's hot, then he's cold. He's hot, then you're cold. You're in, then you're out.
go talk to him. Try to understand him. What's happening? Why is this happening?
Okay.
He might be defensive at first. He might feel cornered. Give him some time. Let him breathe, and
Okay.
then come back to the question a day later and ask him. Okay, we had this conversation. You wanted to relax and take your time, but are you ready to discuss it yet? If not, please let me know approximately when, and just come back to it now and then.
Okay.
And if he refuses, well, maybe that's one of the signs.
Right.
But then again, before you do anything harsh, discuss it. Let him know how you feel. What do you have on your heart? Explain him how important it is for you to discuss this, and so he understands what's at stake in this point.
Okay. Why do men stay in a very long relationship but don't put a ring on the finger? What do we think?
There are multiple reasons. First, what comes to mind is ladies have a biological clock, men have a financial clock. If a man is not confident that he can provide for a family yet, he cannot make a great wedding yet, he doesn't have the means to do that, he wants to wait a bit more to get a stable job, to get a well-paid job, to get some investments and to get the money flowing. I think also there's discussion to be had there.
100%.
You have to ask, why doesn't he want to get married? Put down in the comments, why is marriage so important?
I can answer that.
Really?
I can really answer that.
Then go for it.
I know.
I'm very curious because
Actually, do put the comments because I think I'm gonna
thinking,
match.
Is it?
I can tell you. I can tell you.
I have a feeling like, for me personally, I think it's lack of trust.
Yes,
because
I
you
agree,
think
but
the man, if he puts the ring on your finger,
I absolutely
he's not
agree.
gonna leave you. But I don't
safety.
think that's the case.
Let me give you an example.
What kind of safety?
No, I agree with you. I'm gonna give my kind of thoughts. I have felt safe with you since the beginning of our relationship. Always. Safety, have it. Finance, we combine everything either way. Trust, have it. Commitment for life, have it. I have all the boxes. For many women, they don't feel that. And they are in love with the tradition of, we're saying the vows. I know that you're my person for life, and maybe a wedding means a lot to them. Maybe a tradition means a lot to them. Maybe they're religious. I think it's also maybe for some women the thought of you saying that you want to be with me forever. And while we've said this without the ring, because maybe a lot of men don't communicate, maybe that's the moment they finally say it. And you give that ring and you say, I want to be with you forever. I think maybe it's that. I'm guessing.
So technically, if he would do that without marriage.
Sorry?
If he would say that without proposing.
Girls, comment. If a man would promise you forever without the ring, would that count? What do you think? Comment below. Probably not. I also want to say that, of course, there's something magical and beautiful about, the ritual, creating a family, and it's lovely. And I just want you guys to know that we are not against, we're not jumping around, we're against marriage. Yeah. We've been talking ourselves that very, very soon we're probably going to go and, how do you call it in English?
Sign the papers.
Sign the papers, yeah. It's just that for us, the concept of marriage, we view it completely differently, and not in a way of we don't view commitment and all of that. We love that part. Yeah. We just never thought that it's the paper that makes us strong.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I know once we get married, our life is gonna change completely 0%.
Well, you don't know that.
Nothing is gonna change. I'm 100% sure.
I think what's gonna change is I'm gonna call you a husband.
Yeah.
But our relationship is gonna be
exactly the same.
Exactly
Nothing's
the same.
Gonna change.
The reason why we had this debate is because I feel like a lot of women feel like the ring is the thing that's gonna bring them the safety. And I'm here to tell you, not that I'm like a specialist, that it is the relationship that brings the safety. Mm-hmm. The paper, the metal around your arm, whatever it is, that is a talisman. I don't know if that's the word. That's like a
trinket.
That's a trinket. That's an object that is showing something that you have built.
Yeah.
But the work is there. This is an object that shows it, and you can wear it proudly if that's who you are and that's what you want. But it's the work that makes the ring matter.
Because in my mind, we're already a family. We're already married.
Absolutely, we're a family. We've been a family for a long time.
It doesn't change anything if we just go and sign some papers.
Yes.
Technically.
What does he think of emotional intelligence, maturity in men? Does he agree that it is rare to find? Does he think that things are changing? Maybe an overall assessment of situation society is in? What do you think, babes?
I think there is a big gap in emotional intelligence for men. Most of men have grown up without expressing their emotions, without being able to say what they feel, by somewhat toxic dads, I would say.
Right.
Say like, be a man, don't think about it. And they're afraid to be vulnerable because a lot of men think that if you're vulnerable, you're showing weakness. In my opinion, it's the other way around. You have enough strength to show your vulnerability.
Right.
And I think that is changing indeed. I think the newer generations feel more comfortable speaking about their emotions, which is very nice. But I'm a bit afraid it's going in the opposite direction. Any issue you might be facing, any problems, is always, not always, but instantly like put as, oh, you have this and this disorder. I think that's a big issue. And then the people are now working on improving themselves. They're just saying, oh, damn, I would, but I have this and this
Right.
illness.
Right. How to say things that you don't like or would like different in a relationship if the man takes things super sensitively and sees everything as an attack. How to deal with a super sensitive man.
Okay, first of all, I would suggest not going to him saying, you, like,
Yes.
you need to do this, you need to improve on this, you're lacking this, don't do that. The best way to go about it is you come to him and say, I really feel sad when I'm not receiving this and this.
Right.
I really need this and this in the relationship in order for me to be happy.
Yes.
And explain your feelings and how the action he's doing or lack of action is making you feel, and let him understand that the thing is not about him, it's about you and how it makes you feel. I think that would be the best way to
So
go
go
around it.
from a I feel versus you are
Yeah.
perspective.
Yes.
Kind of like, you doing this and this wrong, but this makes me feel this way. I would like something like this.
Exactly. Give him a safe space. As safe space as possible. Whatever he
space always
says,
comes first.
don't get angry, don't get upset. Just try to calm down, try to listen to him, try to really understand what he's saying, because it might take some time for him to open up. It might take some time for him to understand himself, what he needs and
Right.
why is he doing certain things. But just put it out there, let him think about it, and that's what I would say. Yeah.
Absolutely, I agree. Okay, last question. Where's the difference? A girl gold digger and a girl who just wants to feel safe and be taken care of. Where's the difference, babes?
Love.
But
A
more
gold
like,
digger does not love the person that's providing for her, but a lady that wants to be taken care
so
of.
is it about the priority? So a gold
Yes.
digger is, I just want to basically use this man for his money.
Exactly, and I would say like a gold digger will disappear the moment things
The money
go
is
bad.
gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lady that loves you but wants to be provided for will stay by you, will help you build up what you had before, and will stay by your side.
And I also think it's not even about the perfect answer, it's about your heart, right? It's like, how do you feel inside? If you're just with this man because of his money, that's the answer.
Yeah.
But if you're with this man because you love him, but also you enjoy his money, there's nothing,
there's nothing
bad
wrong with
about
that.
that.
That's
It's about
nothing bad.
why are you chasing this? Let's say you are going after this man, or you're thinking of finding a man for you. Maybe you're single and you're looking at a man that's well established. I think that comes down to our biology as women. I think it's more about just looking, okay, let's say you're going on a date and you see that this man can pay for your date. It seems like such a simple thing, but again, okay, so he can pay for dinner. He's not like, so we're splitting the check. Kind of if you're going on a date, but that's a different maybe conversation. You see that maybe he has a stable job, and if that is important to you, that's normal. It's all about where are you coming from. I think what's your intention. But if a woman is letting go of a fantastic guy who has a good stable job, but he's just not a millionaire, who am I to say what's bad, what's good? But maybe that is a little bit of a gold digging aspect, right?
If I always
They're
think
not
if
a-
money
they're
is
not-
so important to you, then you should work for
You
it.
should work for it. Unless, of course, you want to be a housewife and raise 5 children and you want the man to work. But again, then it's even more clear for you, because there are men like that who want their women to stay at home, and then that will work for you. You will find that man, 100%. But you need to be clear in what you want in life. You have to be like, okay, my goal, I don't want to be in the workforce. I want to raise children. I want to take care of my home. And I
And
believe,
take care of him as well.
right, yeah.
Obviously, it's not like he's only taking care of you, giving you money, and you're just sitting
Right.
there.
No, but I think
enjoying
usually
it.
housewives are like that. They make dinner for all their family,
Yeah.
they wash the clothes. You might think that in today's world that is rare, but maybe it's more rare, but there are many couples who live like this, where man goes to work and a woman stays at home and she loves taking care of the house. I think that's completely normal if that's for you.
Yeah, obviously.
I know for me, I wouldn't be fulfilled with only that. I want to be outside and I want to work as well. But there are many women who prefer that. So it's all about where your heart is, I think.
Yep. 100%.
Whew. Well, this was a long conversation. Thank you, Gus, so much for being a guest on my very successful, popular show. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We're gonna go, and thank you. Okay, well, bye guys. Bye.
Before you stop, I wanted to put one emphasis point. What is the main takeaway from this video? I would say is pushing your man to communicate. Make him understand his emotion himself. Give him some time, but try to get as much information, as much emotions, as much like communication from him as possible. And I think that would improve your relationship drastically once he's able to open up and he speak his mind freely.
Oh, that was lovely. Thank you for that takeaway. Yes, I absolutely agree, guys. If there's one thing that both of us want you to take away from this video is please talk to your man and listen to what Gus said. We have to push for those difficult conversations. We have to challenge our feelings. The fact that we can speak so freely with Gus about anything, it's years of practice, practice. There were moments at the start of our relationship where we didn't know how to communicate. We built that together, and it's been a journey, but it's been a fun one. And I can honestly say the more we explore our emotions and grow in our emotional intelligence, the happier we are as a couple. Thank you, baby.
Improving. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, guys, and bye.